Ladies and gentlemen, your judges at cage side have scored this bout 30-25, 30-25 and 30-27 in favor of your winner by way of unanimous decision, Ian Garry!
Couple of nice wide scorecards there for Ian Garry as he picks up a huge win over fellow prospect James Sheehan here at Cage Warriors 101. And Josh, you really couldn't have asked for a better performance.
Last time I seen you was just before my pro debut. Cage Warriors 101 in Liverpool was we done an interview before that. Was the last time I seen you. A lot has gone down since then. A lot has gone down. Well, I won the fight, unanimous decision. I was ecstatic with the performance, but I wasn't happy with the outcome, as in I would have loved to finish. I felt I could have pushed and got a finish, but unfortunately there was a couple of circumstances, a couple of problems that didn't go my way. In a sense, I broke my hand a minute into the fight, and I decided to play it smart and not end up in any bad positions to where I had to force myself and put myself in jeopardy. So just played a smart fight, got in, got out. The hand's healed now, ready to go now. Cage Warriors 106, Night of Champions, London, the Appolo. Biggest event, Cage Warriors history. Biggest event in European MMA. Six title fights, 12 of the best professional fighters in Europe, and then a stacked undercard or a stacked prelims to go with such a historic card. And I'm over the moon that Cage Warriors have chosen to have me on this card. It's going to be a massive stage for me to go out there and put on another statement and basically do what I do best and go out there and perform.
Now, nice head movement there in the interim from Nida.
Oh, beautiful counter left hand from Teo. Oh, and that one's dropped him out cold. Wow.
My opponent is Teo Adunjo. I don't really know anything about Teo. I know that he's from a good club. He's going to be ready. He's young. He's going to be coming out like myself, hopefully in the best shape of his life, ready to throw down and get the win. That's what I'm hoping he's coming out for. If he's coming out there just to ponce around and say he's a fighter, he's going to have none of it. He's going to get swallowed up. But I'm expecting the best from him, and I'm expecting the best from myself. And basically, I'm just going to go out there. We have a few avenues that Chris. I don't look at fighters. I hate watching other people fight purely because, and this is no disrespect to anyone I fight, I just think that their past fights are shit, in the nicest way possible. This exact same as I go back and watch my own fights. I think they're shit because I know in my mind I expect better. So when I look at an opponent, I expect better. Hence why I'd love to fight people way more experienced than me and have a challenge. Now, not saying that Teo is not going to be a challenge. He will be. I expect it. But I enjoy being a massive underdog most of the times. Against James, I was seen as an underdog, stepping up to the plate on 7 days' notice. Now, I feel like it's pretty even. We're both going in there, expected to perform, meet in the middle, stand there and see what happens. So Chris has obviously looked at the opponent, given me a few things he wants me to work on, a few avenues to go down and learn and practice myself and go off and find out how I feel with them, what I like, what I don't like. And that's basically what we're going to do in the fight. We're going to implement my strong suits. Wherever he wants to go in the fight, I'm perfectly okay with that. I mean, if he wants to stand up, great. If he wants to go to the ground, great. I'm in this to be a martial artist, not to be a striker, a jiu-jitsu player, a grappler. I am in here to do it all. And slowly but surely, I'm going to be the best in every single aspect of that, and that's only going to take time.
Really go to the body a little bit more.
Nice. Teep kick and a question mark kick up the right-hand side.
We can just tell
Garry really mixing it up now, Josh.
yeah, he's in a rhythm. He's just kind of hitting a bit of his own.
The lads in the club are pushing me to my absolute limits. I've taken a step back from everything else in life, and training has become my main focus. I'm revolving my days around training, around eating, around sleeping. I'm adapting a lifestyle that is comfortable but fast and packed with training. Chris is running a solid camp for myself and my teammate James Webb, who are both competing. James is obviously defending his middleweight title against Nathaniel Fredericks. No offense to Nathaniel, but James is going to run through him. I don't see an avenue where Nathaniel beats him, bar that one punch knockout that every single person who does MMA has a chance of. But yeah, training's been going solid. We've had insane camps. Chris has been running a smooth system whereby himself, Carl Pendred, Phil Mulpeter, Stu Mulpeter, James, me, any of the other lads who are coming up from our club, other clubs who we have connections with, are all coming in. We're all growing as a team. Everybody's game is advancing, is quickly growing. It's rapid. It's just the growth is ridiculous. Like, I'm looking at like lads who are coming in here who are exceptional at taekwondo and the Shelley brothers, and now they're excelling in jiu-jitsu. They're both adapting to the style of MMA, and the whole club is just getting better and better day by day, and that's why we are the best team in Ireland at the moment.
Nice, right. He pulls it, going under the ass. Keep that.
There's not a lot of things teams are going to be able to, other teams are going to have to bother us. Chris and Tom run an amazing club. Tom is a wizard at jiu-jitsu. Chris is just the godfather of Irish MMA in my mind. I don't see anyone who's better than him at what he does. There's literally no one on the same level. He's too smart. He understands his students so much that when we end up in these situations, in fights that may not be the best situation, he's so calm and clear with what his instructions are. There's no rush, there's no kind of adrenaline in his voice. Nice and calm, clear instructions. And it's the same in the gym. When we're training, everything's calm. We're not a club full of Mongos going in, ripping each other apart. We don't talk shit. We're here to be us. We're now carrying a new banner under Team KF, and we're going to show respect in every single fight. We're going to show how we go out there and we let our performances do the talking for us. We're not going out there talking shite like other teams and other lads to build fights and then pulling out, or saying there's something wrong that he can't fight him, or coming up with stupid excuses. If for some reason we get injured, that's great, but we won't be talking shit in between. We will show respect, and if someone wants to get lippy with us, we'll argue back, but there will still always be respect at the end of the day. And for myself, I know there's all the other lads in the gym, but I'm going to speak for myself. When I look at this and I see him king in fields, I don't want to disappoint those two. I don't want to be out there. I don't want to put a bad taste in people's mouth of their names. I'm going out there, I'm representing two people that I look up to and respect with every bone in my body, and two people I look up to. And going into this fight, going into my career now, as I signed the contract with Cage Warriors, I've signed a multi-fight deal. Every fight I take will be dealt the same. It'll be a different opponent, it'll be a different venue, it may be a different weight I may have to step in, but it will literally be respect. and I'll go in there and I'll do my job. I will show up the best me I physically can, the best me that I am, and I will advance and grow and combine every skill I have to go in there and get the W, because at the end of the day, without this club, I actually don't know where I'd be. I highly doubt I'd be in this country if I didn't have this club. I'd be over in the States, I'd be in Australia, I'd be in Canada, I don't know where I'd be. But the reason I am still in this country, it's not family, it's not friends, it's this club.
I was literally saying, here, open up, leg up, right? When you get to here, you're obviously going to open up your guard, obviously come up here.
So, fighting to me is everything at the moment. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm dedicating my life to this, and I may talk a lot of shite about fighting, and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and all I talk about is fighting. It's because I'm obsessed. It's because all I think about every day is fighting. And I said this exact sentence to you last time we met, and I'm going to say it again. I'm a 21-year-old kid with a dream, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make that dream a reality. I've already completed one step in turning professional. Now it's just about making it to the UFC. That's 2 of 3. I'm not worried about that Cage Warriors title. That's going to come. That's not a dream of mine. That's going to be a reality. But a dream of mine is to make it to the UFC and reach that elite level that only a small percentage of people in the world can say they've been at. And without this club, I couldn't do it. There's people in this club that I've made friends for life, in the likes of Chris, Tom, James, Callum Liston, Taka. I've known since I was Takamandu. I've known since I was 13. I brought him into, well, I told him to come down to the club. Me and him being mates in school. Once we finished, I told him to get his ass up, and now look at him. He's slamming people. He's smashing them.
More sharp shots from the top there.
It's tough to
Ian
keep.
Garry.
If you lose that momentum, it is so hard to keep your head hidden and stop some horrible shots coming in.
Time.
What a round for Ian Garry.
Cage Warriors 106, Night of Champions, is the biggest fight the biggest event in MMA history in Europe, I think. I don't know of another event that had 6 title fights with such high caliber fighters on the card from top to bottom. There's not a single fighter on that card who doesn't deserve to be there. I mean, you can look at myself who's 1-0 on one of those cards, but I feel like even after the performance I put on in my pro debut, I went in there and I can't even say I done it myself, because I done it with my opponent. Shout out to James Sheehan. He's an absolute warrior. I have nothing but respect for him, and he earned that respect even more so after the fight. Both of us coming out there battered and bruised and in bits, and when I seen him out the back in the first aid room, I just went up, gave him a high five and a hug, and gave him a congratulations. I know we lost that time, but he didn't lose. He went in there and he put his heart on the line, and he put everything he had out there for everyone to see, and he earned himself a contract, and I'm delighted for him. I'd actually be annoyed now if I had just got the contract and he didn't.
Shin on. Open this. Now drive. Now just go. Yeah.
It's actually better, but now you can't take advantage.
Yeah. So you have to then open it.
For people outside of fighting who don't understand the promotions and all that, I could go sign for Bellator, KSW, any of these companies, and I can go get loads of money to fight, but that's the furthest you're ever going to get. You may move up the ladder in that organization, but I'm not looking to move up a ladder in an organization. Cage Warriors, for me, is a stepping stone, and there isn't a better stepping stone out there. Cage Warriors, if you want to make, my dream is to be in the UFC. If I'm going anywhere else bar Cage Warriors, I'm a fool. I mean, I'm going to start off now by saying congratulations to Jack Shore, 11-0, Cage Warriors champion, just signed to the UFC, completely and utterly deserved, and I wish him the best of luck. I'm sure he'll go on and smash it in the future as he has been in Cage Warriors. But Jack was the 91st fighter to go from Cage Warriors to the UFC. 91 people. I don't know another organization on the planet that has brought that many fighters into the top level of this sport. And not just the top level. They've produced some of the best fighters that have made it to the top level. Conor McGregor, Joanna Jędrzejczyk, Dan Hardy, Michael Bisping. They're just examples of people who have gone on to succeed and thrive in the UFC, and that's where I want to be. And the reason I signed with Cage Warriors is because that's where I see myself. I see myself in the next two years. I have a bet with James Webb that I'm going to beat him to that title. It took him 2 years. It's going to take me less than that. And if it doesn't, well, I'm okay with that. I'm a lot younger, but I have a bet with him. So I'm going to go out there. I'm going to take as many fights as I can. I'm going to do me. I'm going to train my ass off. I'm going to work my ass off. And every chance that I can, I'm going to step into that ring and fight. And every fight is a step closer to the title. And every fight is a step closer to the UFC. And that's the way I'm looking at this. This isn't me going, I'm not looking past any of my opponents. For example, I'm not looking past Teo in the next fight. I'm looking at the bigger picture of where my life is going to be. And that's what drives me every day. And that's the reason I signed with Cage Warriors, because that's the promotion that's going to get me where I need to be.